Some would say that I probably won't have any friends after this, but I really like Teslas. Now that I've ended any possibility of having new friends, let's move on with the reason why. Well, in terms of electric vehicles, I do believe they are the best ones out there. The reason is they've done more research, they've been on the game for longer, and they got a better product, as simple as that. They don't tend to have as many mechanical faults, if you want to call it mechanical or electronic faults. They do have some faults, of course, like any other vehicle. And then plus, if you think about internal combustion engines, they've been in development for the last 100 odd years, where electric cars, they haven't been on development for that long. Now, I know the fact that they've been, the first one came out in 1980 something, it's totally fine, but they tried. Battery technology wasn't there, and it just didn't work out for them back then. But nowadays, battery technology is developing at a fast rate, and it makes sense to do so. I understand that if you love your petrol car and you love the roar of the engine and everything, I also do. But what I'm trying to say is, for people that don't care and they just want to go from A to B, they are more efficient, they are better. Now again, infrastructure is not there. We don't have enough chargers for everyone just to switch like that, bam, and everyone goes electric. It won't work. We don't have enough chargers and everything. But as things develop, I believe that this is the future. So I'm gonna go again with my statement. I do like Teslas, I like EVs. I understand that they have a place in society for them. It's not for everyone, I agree with you. I'll still keep some petrol cars and diesel cars for myself because I just like them and I enjoy them, and that's absolutely fine. But there is a place for EVs. Now, if that is the case, then what's the reason for the car to be here at the garage? Well, this car is in for decent pads all around. Now again, you've been mis-sold on the internet that, your Tesla won't use any brakes, you don't need any brakes because it's electric. And there is some truth on that, because the car does what is called regenerative braking. So every time you let off the throttle, the car will use the actual electric motor to become an alternator, a generator, that will then recharge the battery again. And when you recharge the battery again, you're putting a load on that engine, on that motor. So that motor will become an effective brake. Meaning that your use of your brake pads and discs is very minimal because you don't use it. You'll be using regenerative braking most of the time. In theory, it means that you probably won't have to change your disc and pads for a lifetime, almost, depending on how many miles you're going to do with it. The problem is exactly that, because in the normal car, every time you brake, the brake pads are acting as a kind of like a wiper. They're wiping the disc out of any surface rust or any, imperfections, and it kind of like grinds the disc constantly straight because you keep braking and it keeps grinding. Teslas, they don't use the brakes majority of the time. Surface corrosion will be able to build up before you get to use your brake pads and actually clear the disc, and by the time you try to do that, it's a bit too late. Okay, so how do we go about changing the disc and pads all around on this car? When it comes to the rear brake pads, you have what is called an electronic caliper, because it's an electronic actuated handbrake, so have electric motor that compresses them. Now this is exactly the same as the internal combustion engines. It doesn't make any difference if it's EV or not. The only difference is normally you tend to require a diagnostic tool to be able to connect to the vehicle, to be able to put it on service mode, so where it releases the brake pads and allow us to change it. Now with Teslas, everything is built in, so even the diagnostic machine is already built in. All you need to do is access the secret hidden menu, and then you'll have full access to all the functions that a diagnostic machine would do, including releasing the rear brakes. Teslas don't have keys, so to speak. They have access cards, so you'd be able to put the car there, open your door, and off you go. Now this car is already been put into the service mode and the brake pads have already been released, so I can show you that now there. I'm just going to lift the car up, take the wheels out, and then start replacing the disc and pads. Now you might think that this is the wheel, but nope. This is just a plastic cover. So that's the actual wheel, so you can see the bolts there. And I'm going to show you exactly what happens with the discs on the Teslas, what happens to them and how they groove and how the rust destroys them pretty much. brake pads, very good, still like thickness wise, they're still okay. You can see, of course I damaged a bit to take it out, but you can see the warning here. It's very, very far away. The problem is that rust. This disc out, a little bit of love. There you go. And the disc. You see what I'm saying? You see the lines, the grooves, all the rust, the surface of the disc all pitted and scored. That's due to not being used. So yes, you don't use the brakes, you don't have to replace them because of wear, but you have to replace them because of corrosion. That's nice and clean now. We need to put the disc. What you can do is you can actually put a little bit of copper grease. Now again, don't need to go mad on this because there's absolutely no need for that. And I'm only putting it on the middle because they don't tend to seize to a flat surface. They tend to seize around the hubs there. So with a little brush, just gonna brush a little bit of that grease on there to stop it from seizing in future. He's not doing anything else apart from just stopping that. You know, when you want to take the disc out next time will be a lot easier. So everything we're going to put back in now, even if you don't grease it, it doesn't affect any performance of the brakes at all. But next time when you come to do it, will be a lot easier. So this is what we're changing. Front brake pads. We have the pads and Padgett, discs and Brembo. So there you go. Front pads, rear pads, front discs, rear discs, and we have to change the cabin filters. Pads out. Can you see that? Cool, this is dirty, so here you're gonna have to clean them, or if you can, just replace them. And remember to grease this. You have to slide freely. You see that? Here, have a look. Filters from the Tesla. You can see all the rubbish there. So there's some service items on this car as well. So we're changing the pollen filters here inside of the Tesla Model 3. Just down there. Right, I'm gonna put this back and then I'll show you the car driving out of the garage. That is it. The Tesla is done, ready to go back to the customer. That's the end of this video. If you want to follow more or see any more videos, just subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.